Bull riding is violence on a timer. These bulls only care about getting rid of you. Here are 10 horrifying bull riding moments where those 8 seconds go straight to hell. Let's start with Willie Rob. Ditto snapped without warning and turned a safe ride into a full-force double strike. Ditto wasn't wild or nasty. He was the kind riders actually relaxed around. And that's exactly what Willie Rob did. Relaxed a little too soon. The whistle blew, the ride was done, and he started to step off like the danger had passed. Then his foot slipped.
First there if he can hang on. He looks good.
One tiny mistake, one bad angle, and suddenly he was trapped right under Ditto's back legs with nowhere to go. What happened next shut the whole arena down. Ditto came down with both back hooves. Full weight, full speed, no hesitation. One brutal double strike, the kind that makes thousands of people go silent in an instant. Medical teams ran in and found the damage stacked. Broken rib, sliced ear, fractured cheekbone. All from a bull no one expected violence from. That's why this crash still hits so hard. The safe bull snapped. Next up, Marco Aguchi. RFDHD lined up a hit so violent the whole arena went dead silent. Marco Aguchi barely got into his ride at the 2014 St. Louis Invitational Round 3 before everything went wrong. One shift, one slip, and he was hung up, stuck to RFDHD with no chance of pulling free. The bull dragged him instantly, yanking him across the dirt like he weighed nothing. But the real horror wasn't the dragging, it was the hit that followed. RFDHD lined up a strike with terrifying precision and delivered a shot so violent the entire arena froze. A sharp, sickening crack that cut straight through your chest. It's one of those impacts you don't just see, you feel.
Time. Now your counter moves have to happen at just the right time or you're out of sync with him. And when you get out of sync,
Aguchi kept getting pulled, slammed, hit from every angle, completely unable to get his feet beneath him. He was just hanging on for survival while the bull kept punishing him. When the bullfighters finally broke him free, the whole building looked shaken. This wasn't normal rodeo danger. This was real, raw violence. Then there's JB Mooney. Dracula unleashed hell and ragdolled a legend until the memory vanished. JB Mooney walked into Allentown, Pennsylvania in 2014, ready for another big moment in the Cooper tires. And honestly, he looked unshakable. But Dracula wasn't the kind of bull you look confident around. He was the kind that made confidence disappear fast. The second Mooney's hand got stuck in the rope, Dracula launched a full assault. He didn't just buck, he attacked, lifted Mooney, slammed him, spun him, hammered him, hit after hit after hit. No break, no mercy. The cameras didn't soften it, every impact was right there. Clear and brutal, the crowd had no words, they just stared.
And his feet go to bouncing up behind him, and as he does it, rolls that hand over, and then it's just Shorty and Frank and Lindell's job.
Months later, Mooney admitted he doesn't remember the ride. Just scattered flashes of pain, noise, dirt, and then nothing. That's how hard Dracula hit. He wiped the memory clean. Mooney's beating was brutal, but the next riders, they got swallowed by the bulls and dragged through pure chaos. Up next, Neil Holmes. Tahanta's magic dragged him like a storm and refused to let the beating stop. Neil Holmes came into battle at the bow 2015, round 2, looking steady and focused, nothing unusual. Then Tahanta's magic exploded beneath him and the whole ride collapsed in seconds. Holmes got hung up instantly, no room to escape, no space to breathe. And once that rope tightened, Tahanta's magic turned vicious. The bull dragged Holmes like he wasn't even human, just a loose object stuck to a storm. Every spin whipped him sideways, every turn slammed his body into the dirt with bone-rattling force. Dust flew everywhere, but you could still see Holmes' body getting snapped around like a broken puppet.
Pressure off that hand.
The dragging just wouldn't stop. Seconds felt long, too long. Even the announcers sounded shaken. By the time the bullfighters tore him free, Holmes looked like he had been through a war zone. Bruises, impacts, exhaustion. He absorbed everything with no way to defend himself. Then there's Cody Nance. Pimp Daddy spun him into a human pinwheel and nearly tore his arm apart. At the 2013 Chicago Invitational, Round 1, Cody Nance climbed onto Pimp Daddy with total confidence. He looked ready, solid, but Pimp Daddy wasn't playing fair that night. The moment Nance's arm got trapped, the bull detonated. No slow build, no warning, just violent, spinning chaos. Pimp Daddy whipped Nance around like he was nothing more than a scrap of cloth caught in a tornado. His trapped arm twisted brutally with every rotation, taking punishment that bones were never meant to withstand. The bull spun harder and harder, showing no intention of slowing. The bullfighters ran in fast. Because this wasn't a normal hang-up, this was a full-body assault. They dodged hooves, grabbed the rope, and fought to break Nance free before something snapped inside him. When they finally got him loose, Nance didn't look like a man who had ridden a bull. He looked like a man who had barely escaped being crushed alive. Coming up next, Mike Lee. I'm a Gangster 2 trapped him so badly it took 3 bullfighters to save his life. The 2014 Oklahoma City 15-15 bucking battle was supposed to be another big moment for Mike Lee. Instead, it turned into one of the most chaotic hang-ups ever caught on camera. Lee's hand rolled over into the rope in the worst possible way, locking him onto I'm a Gangster 2 with no hope of slipping free. The bull took off instantly. He dragged Lee across the arena like he was tied to a runaway train. And every violent stride of that bull sent shockwaves through Lee's body. But the real terror came from what it took to save him. Lee kept taking hits the whole time, damage piling on damage, and still the bull wouldn't stop. When 3 of the best fighters in the world have to risk everything to save one man, you know the crash crossed a line into pure, uncontrollable chaos. Then there's Renato Nunes. Grandpa Joe snapped and dragged him like a body tied behind a truck. Renato Nunes showed up to the 2015 Chicago Invitational, expecting a tough ride, but nothing like what Grandpa Joe delivered. The name sounded harmless, but the moment Nunes' spur got caught in the rope, the humor died. Grandpa Joe snapped into full violence.
Up! Oh no, Renato has got his spur hung up in the...
The bull launched into a dizzying spin, ripping Nunes sideways and dragging him beneath his massive frame. Every turn slammed him into the dirt with brutal force. His body whipped around helplessly, trapped in a storm he couldn't fight.
And look at our Dickey's bullfighters, he is up.
Grandpa Joe didn't slow down, didn't hesitate. He dragged Nunes like dead weight, delivering hit after hit from angles you don't even catch on the first replay. It took everything the bullfighters had to finally free him. When Nunes stood, or tried to, he looked like he'd survived something far beyond a bad buck-off. Up next, Shane Proctor. Jeremiah broke him down slowly, hit after hit, until the arena went cold. The 2015 Thackerville Championship round was supposed to be Shane Proctor's moment, but Jeremiah ruined that plan in seconds. The hang-up happened fast. One small slip, one shift, and Proctor was trapped. But Jeremiah didn't just react, he punished again and again. This wasn't one big hit, this was repeated trauma, delivered with cold precision. Every spin added a new angle of force. Every turn threw Proctor into the dirt with sickening weight. People went quiet, because this wasn't chaos, it was systematic destruction. By the time the bullfighters ripped him free, Proctor looked drained, battered, and barely stable. This wasn't a normal wreck, it was a slow, grinding dismantling of the body. Then there's Taylor Toves. Little Waspy detonated beneath him and attacked before he could breathe. At the 2015 Malala Buckaroo, Taylor Toves actually looked good. Solid posture, strong balance. Then Little Waspy unleashed absolute chaos. The bull detonated beneath him like he'd been holding back fury all night. Toves was launched, slammed into the dirt, and before he could even blink, Little Waspy came for him again. The horns hit their mark. Fast, aggressive, merciless. The arena reacted instantly. That kind of hit pulls the air right out of the crowd. When he was finally pulled to safety, the damage was clear, and the message Waspy left behind was even clearer. Skill means nothing if the bull decides he's done with you. Finally, Mike Lee, Pastime spun him in a nightmare that felt endless. At the 2013 World Finals in Las Vegas, Mike Lee did everything right. He held form, stayed centered, hit the 8-second mark clean. And that's what made what happened next so brutal. Lee went to dismount, but his hand wouldn't come free. The rope locked. Pastime felt the tension and reacted instantly. The bull snapped into a violent spin, dragging Lee like a rag caught in machinery. Every rotation slammed him into the dirt with crushing force.
He's trying to get, he's got that, he's hung up, that's the deal.
Bad.
Yeah.
His head snapped back, his legs whipped around, his entire body folded with each hit. The spin didn't slow, it got worse. Fans stood frozen, announcers went silent, bullfighters rushed in, but Pastime's rotation made it impossible to get close without getting trampled. When they finally freed him, Lee looked shattered, physically drained, mentally shaken, barely steady,